Hello everyone, welcome to Poland with Ela. I'm Ela and I'll be showing you around Poland, all the beautiful places, telling you all about our culture and traditions, but also stuff like how to survive here, what to prepare for a visit.
I met a girl from Poland. She said the roads are terrible, don't bring your car. So we didn't. We flew.
How are the roads?
Oh, they seem pretty okay, I think. So I should have brought the car.
And it's better to know when you come to Poland.
So the dynamics is a little bit different.
Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode and enjoy the ride. You're probably wondering what to expect from my channel. Well, here it is. On Thursdays, I will be posting in some know-hows, tips, how to survive, as I said, in Poland. But also on Saturdays, that's when I'm going to be showing you all those beautiful places with its culture and history, so you can get to know my country a little better.
To be honest, I expected like a more Soviet town. Yeah, it's really pretty. I didn't expect that this big, the city.
Since this is the first episode, I wanted to say a few things about myself, so you can get to know me a little better too. Stay till the end, because I got a surprise for you. I was born in Poland, in Wrocław, which is a beautiful city, really close to the border with Germany, so as you can imagine it's got a lot of history, which I'll be telling you about and also showing you around Wrocław in the episodes to come. But for now, let's go back to our story. When I was 3, I moved to Lublin with my family, and that's all the way across Poland to the east, really close to the Ukrainian border. As you guessed probably, I will also be showing you around Lublin in one of the future episodes. When I was 12, my parents decided to move to Mexico, where my family lived for almost 5 years. As you can imagine, it was a pretty big culture shock, because, well, as you can imagine, Mexico is a little different from Poland. But after a while of living there, I've realized there is also a lot of similarities. But that too is a subject for a whole new episode. At the age of 17, I moved back to Poland and finished high school here. But as Poland was already part of the European Union, I thought it would be nice to use the opportunity and study abroad, which I did. I did my BA in Drama and Theatre Arts and then my Master's in Filmmaking. But at the end of college, I was already very homesick, so I've decided to move back. That's how I ended up living in Krakow for 3 years. And yes, you guessed it, I will be showing you around Krakow very soon, probably even this month. After 3 years of living in Krakow, I've decided to change the scenery a little bit, and I moved to Warsaw, where I am until today. And now a little bit about my career. I've been a filmmaker, journalist, TV reporter, video editor for many, many years. I've also done a little other jobs, and all of those jobs I really loved. I was making my dreams come true, and I do realize that I'm really lucky to be able to do that, because many people cannot follow their dreams while they're pursuing their careers.
We're at the road border crossing in Korczowa.
For the past few years, though, I've been through some really rough times. With the COVID pandemic and the war in Ukraine in the background, I've been going through my own personal, deep, dark hole. As a result of bullying in my workplace, I've gone through depression, which was probably the worst experience in my life yet. And I am telling you this not because I want to complain or induce pity, quite the opposite. As I was going through the worst period of my life, I started to realize that so many people around me are going through the same things. And so I thought that maybe if I shared what I am about to tell you, maybe, just maybe, it will just help someone who is watching this and help them take the right decisions. So going back to my story, it took me 3 years to leave my workplace after the bullying has started. I didn't want to leave my dream job. I was grabbing onto it as hard as I could with all the strength I got until I had no more strength left. Well, after I quit, for several months I have been trying to get back on my feet, literally, because I wouldn't get out of bed for a long time, and regain my joy of life. And then, at some point, a friend told me something that turned my life upside down in a good way. She said that there is never just one way to follow your dreams. Never just one way to follow your dreams. It sounds really simple, but even so, I didn't believe her at first. I had no idea how I could do everything that I loved doing outside of a big corporation on my own. And then, at some point, I realized I can be a YouTuber. So basically, without wise friends around me, I probably would have been closed in the walls of my own imagination for a much, much longer time. So this is what I wanted to tell you, that you don't have to follow your dreams in just one way. Well, anyways, this is my story of how I got to start a YouTube channel, which I'm doing right now. I truly hope that maybe this story can help some of you. And even if not, I hope you enjoy the videos and what I'm about to show you about Poland. But now let's go back to the topic of this first video. And I thought, since this is the first video, I would make it a little more personal today and share with you what are the things I love and I hate about Poland. So let's start. 5 things I love about Poland. Number 1. Poland is a free country. For some of you watching, it might sound silly or even ridiculous, but in Poland it was almost never a given. Poland has been attacked and occupied many times by its neighbors, such as Russia, Germany, Austria, and even Sweden. Twice. It's been erased from the maps for 123 years when Russia, Prussia, which is now Germany, and Austria have decided to split it between themselves. Poles have fought for their freedom in numerous wars and on many occasions have joined forces with different allies to ensure our survival. Only in 1994, the last Russian tanks left Poland after half a century of Soviet oppression. Number 2. Resilience and street smarts.
Doing something cunning and to maybe how can I omit the rules and get something from it.
Having to deal with all kinds of oppressions, Poland had to develop a very strong resilience and learn how to deal with all kinds of situations in all kinds of different ways. Number 3. Our history. Polish history is taught in Poland since primary school. It has not been kind to Poland, but what's beautiful about it is that even if it is full of betrayal and pain, looking at all the different time periods since the beginning of the Polish state, which was in 966, the Poles have always tried to fight honorably. They have fought not only for their own freedom, but in many cases for the freedom of others. Like, for example, the Battle of Warsaw in 1920, when Polish army defended Europe from Bolsheviks. The Battle of Vienna in 1683, when under the command of the Polish king, John III Sobieski, the Ottoman Empire was defeated and stopped from invading the rest of Europe. Poland's Tadeusz Kościuszko, our renowned hero, has helped the Americans to free themselves from the British Empire in the War of Independence. Since the 14th century, Poland was actually a haven for those who were escaping persecutions in countries like Russia or Germany. Poland was in the avant-garde of introducing religious freedom. The Warsaw Confederation, signed on 28th of January 1573 by the Polish National Assembly in Warsaw, was one of the first European acts granting religious freedom. It was the first country in Europe and second in the world to introduce a constitution. Poland has given the world people who could look outside the box even before the idea of that box was created. People like John Paul II, Mikołaj Kopernik, which is Nicholas Copernicus in English, Marie Curie Skłodowska, Fryderyk Chopin, Tadeusz Kościuszko, or even Joseph Conrad, which in Polish is Józef Korzeniowski, have marked the world in unprecedented ways. So yes, I am really proud of our history, and even though it is very tough and painful, it made us stronger as a community. Number 4. Poland is safe. Well, Poland is one of the safest countries in Europe and in the world, and especially to women. I am really grateful that I live in a country where I can walk outside, whether it's a city or a village, during the day or night, and I actually feel safe.
Like most of the time, if they see like you're lost or you're looking for help, like even though maybe their English is not perfect, they'll try and like assist you if they can. They'll try and help you, like they'll try like and communicate so that they can assist you.
And now, number 5, the nature. Poland has a very, very diverse nature. From the mountains in the south to the sea in the north, we've got lakes, forests, and even deserts. We've got some really great endangered animals that we only have in this part of the world. And we have the 4 seasons, which is spring, summer, fall, and autumn, and they're all very different. And what's really cool about the nature here is that we don't actually have any spiders and snakes that can kill you. There's no scorpions in Poland. I guess nature also makes me feel safe here. Now let's move to the difficult part, which is 5 things I hate about Poland. Number 1, complaining.
I think everyone looks serious though. Like everyone always has a serious face.
Serious. Like back home, like when you
they're like, oh, chesh.
pass someone, like you just like smile even though you don't know them. But here, like no one is like.
If you find a Polish man smiling, you can win €1,000,000.
It is a widely known fact that we Poles complain a lot. We complain when it's cold, we complain when it's hot, when we're tired, when we're not tired enough. We'll complain about the country we live in all the time. When we go on holidays, we'll complain about the countries we visit. Instead of enjoying the beautiful things in life, we tend to concentrate on the things that are wrong in this world. It does have its plus sides, because if we see a problem, then we can try and fix it. But I think the complaining part of it is very unnecessary, and it is kind of a buzzkill. Number 2, the arguing. There's a widely known saying stating that where there is 2 poles, there will be 3 opinions. And we do tend to argue a lot, and instead of focusing on what we all have in common, we tend to focus on what we don't agree with. Number 3, the cold, dark, and rainy November days. For the past several years, I've actually been trying to arrange my vacation time to leave Poland in November.
Hay muchos polacos aquí en Palenque. Han llegado es el temporada de los Polonia.
Those days are very, very difficult for me to handle. It's not always possible, but if I could change anything in Poland, I would kind of fix those November days. Number 4, the insecurities. I really hate that people here tend to be very insecure about everything, and especially about their achievements. Sometimes it's actually considered rude to talk about your achievements. And last but not least, there is a thing I actually have mixed feelings about, because I do hate it, but I actually also kind of love it. And it's the fact that Polish women are so beautiful.
Very pretty from my experience, yeah.
When I was younger, I never actually noticed it. And then when I came back from living abroad to Poland, it was a kind of a big culture shock. Also, every time I go traveling, I go back and I get shocked all over again, because when living abroad, I kind of felt it. I was considered pretty, and it did have its perks. And going back to Poland, I kind of go back into the crowd unnoticed, and yeah, walking around women who could easily be Miss World. I mean, everywhere you go, you turn, there's beautiful, beautiful women. So you might think I'm exaggerating. Well, maybe you'll just have to come and see and, you know, check it out on your own. But of course, I'm kidding, because I will show you all around Poland. So if you don't feel like it or you can't, there's no need to visit. I will show you all around. Just make sure to subscribe to my channel not to miss any of the episodes. Just don't go yet, because I did promise you a surprise. And since this is the very first episode of my channel, I wanted to show you something special and show you a little snippet of what's about to come. I have decided to take you to one of my favorite places in the world, which is the Polish Tatra Mountains. And right here, we've gone up about 3 hours, most of it uphill. So I'm pretty tired, but so happy to get here. This beautiful, one of the beautiful lakes that we have here in the Tatra Mountains. Throughout the next few episodes, I will be showing you some of the Tatra Mountains, some of the paths, but I will also be explaining the culture of the people who live here, their traditions, which, by the way, are still alive in many cases. And I will be explaining to you why, according to a popular belief in Poland, the mountain people are the coolest.